Take your time, take your time, take your time. With consent, by the way.
With consent. I think it's still there.
It's freaking
Yo!
still there.
Oh my gosh, we
Yeah.
see it. Wait, let me hold on.
What's your Instagram handle that people can still see?
Yeah, can we put the Instagram handle right here? What's your
Don't post.
What's your Instagram handle?
Ryan the Ref _ SPW.
Ryan the Ref _ SPW with the scars right there.
These were fresh blood marks on the day.
Yeah,
itself.
you know why? Wrestling law. Welcome to round one, where we talk about all things combat sports all around Singapore and beyond. And in this episode, we're going to be talking to somebody very special. He is both a referee, a pro wrestling referee, and also a wrestler himself. And he's not alone. Joining me also one more time since the last episode is one of the OG ring announcer from SPW, Singapore Pro Wrestling. Please welcome Andre Frois and referee / wrestler Ryan.
Hello.
Thanks for having us, Shawnrick.
Hey, thank you for
And
coming.
today, are we talking about refereeing with our dear friend Ryan?
Yes, we're going to talk about refereeing, your journey with refereeing, and also your transition into something more of a hybrid level. Oh, you the Omega Mon. But I'm also very happy to have Andre here, because Andre definitely an OG in the scene, and Andre is also your senpai, because I understand he's been there since the beginning of SPW, of Singapore Professional Wrestling. You came in a couple years later, and I just want to chit chat, have a nice couple of stories with y'all, and also I want to get to know you better with your story with refereeing in the world of pro wrestling. Yeah. Right? So yeah, let's dive a bit into that. So what is your origin story with the world of pro wrestling first, and then how do you become a referee?
Right.
You used to come to our shows with your friends, right?
Yeah, I did. So there were like a couple of us. Actually, I met them at the, what was that guy's name? I forgot. Pete Dunne, when he first came to Singapore.
Okay.
Yeah, so I was just there for the first time. Then I met them there as well. Yeah, so it became kind of friend.
You guys clicked over wrestling.
You clicked with Pete Dunne?
Not really.
Oh, sorry, you met your friends.
He met fellow Singaporean wrestling fans.
Ah, okay, sorry, my bad.
What convinced you to come and try out with Singapore Pro Wrestling?
Oh, so this is kind of weird because I wasn't okay. So normally when people ask you, "Oh, what get you into wrestling?" They was like, "Oh, I watched it from when I was young. I was like 5, 6. I only watched it like around 2015, 2016.
Oh, okay, like about 10 years ago?
About 10 years ago. So I watched it like through this YouTube channel called Smosh Games. If you ever heard of them.
Ah, yeah, Smosh, yeah.
Yeah, so they invited WWE wrestlers like Seth Rollins, Xavier Woods, Daniel Bryan.
You know, Smosh is pretty big.
Yeah, so I was like, oh, what's this wrestlers? Who are they? So I was like, okay.
What is a wrestler?
Now, what is wrestler? What do they do? So I just carry on watching the videos. I was like, okay, this is cool. Then fast forward, like I think a few months later, I was like thinking, okay, remember that video back then? So okay, let me search it up for a bit.
About wrestling in Singapore? Or just wrestling?
Just wrestling in general.
Okay.
So I was like, oh, so that moment right there was like,
you just started to like, okay, boom, the world of wrestling is now in your view, okay?
Yeah.
And then what did you do after that?
And then I just started watching the product from there.
Okay.
Yeah, and then fast forward, I think about a year in, and then I was like thinking, I wonder if there's any wrestling in Singapore.
Oh, okay. It took you a year to get
Yeah,
up, but
about a year.
fine.
Just about a year.
Yeah.
Then I was like,
I like your
yeah,
catch up.
Just
1
fast.
year.
Just fast forward 1 year later. Let me search Singapore Pro Wrestling. Bam, SPW.
Right.
Yeah.
SEO search worked.
Yeah, social media works.
But Shawnrick, I don't know whether this crosses your mind when you look at Ryan, right?
Right.
But Ryan is probably the most popular wrestling referee in the world. I've never seen a referee go into the ring, right? And people, instead of cheering for the good guys and the bad guys, they
Just
start
cheer for the-
chanting Ryan.
Ryan.
I'm very
We need
shocked.
to ask Ryan, how do you feel about
So-
this? And why do you think they cheer for
Yeah,
you?
so I've done a show with Darren from SPW, and you were there as a ref, but then you also had a match in that show. and when we announced you, you know how some wrestlers that come in and they're very famous in the scene already, so it's kind of expect a little bit of a pop, like the crowd going and all that, right? But when Ryan came in, whoa, it wasn't a very big show, but there were people who were seated down that stood up because Ryan came in. I'm like, oh damn.
Why do you think they go nuts for you all the time?
I still don't get it. Like why? Why me?
And is it difficult to manage? Like, you're trying to get the attention to the two wrestlers, right? And then everyone starts shouting like, hey, Ryan, you should join the fight.
I mean, that's your journey for being a referee, and then the transition into wrestler and the hybrid of the two, right? So before I get into that, right, I wanted to know a little bit more about you as the referee. So you learned about pro wrestling, and then you learned about pro wrestling in Singapore, right? And then you found SPW, and then you started going in with aspirations of being a wrestler first, or you wanted to learn reffing. Like, when did reffing come into your mind?
Okay, so I think for me, right, when I first joined SPW, I didn't have the intention to be a referee like at all.
Okay.
Like that would be, I think at that point it would be the last thing.
Right.
Yeah, so I think after a few months of training as a wrestler, one of the senior guys, his name is Dr. Go.
Right.
Yeah, so he asked me.
Shout out.
Yeah, shout out to him. One Friday, he just asked me, "Hey Ryan, we have this show upcoming. We don't have any spots for you. Do you mind being a referee?" I'm like, ponder that question for a bit. I'm like, okay, give it a shot. Yeah.
It's a why not kind of thing?
Yeah, just why not?
Okay.
Yeah. And then it just started from there.
Okay, so it was more of a subtle entry into the world of refereeing. Now, as a referee, right, what are the first few things that you learn as a referee? Because I have no idea what it takes to be a referee. Like, it's very interesting to me also. Like a lot of people think it's like, oh, just go to count only. Like, you first thing being a referee, your mets must be very good. I don't know that. Like what are the things that you learn as a pro wrestling referee?
Yeah. So besides doing the very obvious or counting the pin, 1, 2, 3 and all. You have to also learn how to like not get in the wrestler's way when they are doing the moves as well.
Yes.
Yeah, so if you get in the way and we get hit,
you ask for who else you go in that position.
Yeah.
Right. Throughout your entire journey as a referee, what are the challenges that you went through? Like learning whether it's towards your very first match as a referee. Tell me the stories of how you felt at that time. Were your struggles, and then to your first match as a ref. What do you go through?
I think for me, when I was approached again by Dr. Go, shout out again.
Okay.
Yeah. I didn't have enough time to prep as a referee. I think I had like about less than a month to prepare for my very first match to
as
referee.
a ref. Right.
Yeah, so I was like, oh gosh, what do I do? Okay, let me do a little bit of digging homework, what to do.
What was the homework like? What did you have to do?
I just watched wrestling.
Hey.
Just watch wrestling.
This is why I love doing this job. So my homework is to watch matches, watch shows, watch interviews, and it's stuff that we already do as fans, right? Like on time. Then now people ask you, "Hey, 你做什么?" "Hey, 我在做工." Right? Oh yeah. In due time, but
okay, I remember.
I ask, right? Do you ever get like tennis elbow? Because before you guys came along, I was refereeing the SPLU matches.
He's your ref senpai.
And I used to hit, because you got to let the person in the arena hear the hitting of the mat.
Yeah.
And I started getting tennis elbow from counting. Did you ever feel that pain in your elbow joint?
Are hand workouts a thing for refs? I know it sounds like a stupid question.
Yeah, a
but
little bit weird, but for me, okay, so normally when I do the pinfall, right, I don't just use the elbows, I use the forearm actually. So from forearm here all the way up to the tip of your finger.
And if you're not familiar, for referees in pro wrestling matches, to get the pinfall, to get the 1, 2, 3, you got to make sure that the opponent's both shoulders are on the mat.
Yeah.
Then you count to 3.
Yeah.
So if one shoulder is up, you technically don't have to count that.
Right.
right? So your job is to make sure, okay, this person's down, both shoulders down, which is why some referees they put the
Put
you know
the
they
little
slide the
hand-
hand in thing.
Yeah.
So that is to make sure that okay, you're adhering to the rules, right? Now, have you ever gonna like or gotten wrestlers who took it personally if you make a call that they don't like they really get out of your face on the spot? You're like, hey.
Oh,
Has that ever happened, or have you ever messed up one time where you count something too fast, or?
actually, I think there are a couple of okay, maybe not a couple, maybe once or twice. Actually, I think the first time was actually at Singapore Comic Con,
Oh, okay, okay.
2019. I think it was the main event. It was a tag team match. It was who was it? Eurasian Dragon,
Uh-huh.
Mighty, and back then there was this faction called the Social Misfits.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think towards the end, I didn't know it was the finish. So I thought, okay, maybe the guy kicked out at 2. So I thought 1, 2. Oh, okay. So do I count 3? I just like
Yeah, and these are things that we go through. Like sometimes the finish you are not sure. First of all, being in a pro wrestling match, right? It is very nerve wracking if you're not like adept enough or you're still learning your way, which is completely fine. Like everybody gets the nerves. The top superstars get the nerves. Why? Because they care. Right?
Yep.
And sometimes you're unaware of the finish or it just escapes you. I'm not saying this as an excuse. I'm saying this as a fact. Right? And it now depends on your ability to handle the situation. How do you adapt to the situation? So you didn't know that was the finish.
Yeah,
so
I
in
didn't
your
know.
brain maybe you automatically switch to it's a 2 count.
Yeah,
right?
So just did a 1, 2, and oops.
So there's this one
Yeah.
thing I've seen also on social media. You know the refs. There's one ref where like 1, 2, and then the fucking Shoryuken, like the hand just goes out of nowhere. Then everybody, it's a 2, right?
Yeah.
Has that happened to you? Do you do that? Or is that one of the techniques for you
See,
as
I
a
do
referee?
that only quite recently. I think after COVID, like the post-COVID era. Before that, I just did the elevating of the hands like right here, which is honestly I feel is not very good also.
No, but
I mean,
okay.
I feel.
Can you explain why?
Yeah, so when you come to 2, you already got the momentum.
Yeah.
You might as well finish it, right? So it's kind
You're
of
thinking in the
weird.
mind of the wrestler, like, because you technically
I have
in the story you
mm,
don't know the finish.
Yeah, so,
You're
yep,
supposed to count to
count
3.
like as if like they're actually gonna finish the match
Right,
at any time.
right. And but at the moment where that little mishap happened, what happened? What was the result of that? Like, did the fans catch it? Did people catch it? Or what?
It's only the wrestlers who call it.
Okay.
Yeah, so everyone else thought it was just a normal match.
So it still continued to flow on.
Yeah.
Cool. What is your dream match to referee?
Ooh. I think for local, I think it actually already happened. Yeah. Any match that the Butcherman is in.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, but it happened.
Shout
like
out to
multiple-
Butcherman.
yeah,
Shout out.
shout
Thank
out.
you.
But it happened multiple
The
times.
current SPW Southeast Asia champion?
Yep.
Yeah.
Indeed.
How does Butcherman change the atmosphere in the ring for you that makes this memorable for you? Is it his gimmick? Is it the presence that he brings to the ring?
Yeah, I would say so. Yeah.
His character
His
is that
character
strong.
is
Wow.
so strong that I'm like, I completely forgot he was in character. I was like, oh gosh, he said Cleveland inside. I was like, oh gosh, please don't cut me.
Right.
Please, I was like,
So-
oh wait, I forgot.
Wait, so that's not acting. That's you reacting to the.
Just
evil.
reacting.
Yeah,
in the
it's not
moment.
acting, it's reacting.
He
Nice.
reacting. I was like, oh shit.
So, Andre tells me that there's this really nice moment that y'all share, senpai,
Mm.
kohai, that happened when?
The last show.
What happened?
The last show. So, for those of you who do watch Southeast Asian pro wrestling, you know this guy called Shivam. He's a big badass from Thailand.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And like I said, the roles that the referees and announcers play is we must be afraid of the big scary guys.
Correct.
Mhm.
I can't tell Shivam this, so I told Ryan to tell Shivam, come and get in my face and force me to call him Singapore's favorite son, because I want to elicit from the Singaporean audience that anger that he's calling himself the best Singaporean amongst all of them. So
Right.
that's the illusion of pro wrestling
Right.
that you don't see. But everyone's constantly communicating with each other, and people like they adapt referee Ryan is the conduit of all this
Right,
communication.
right.
Yeah.
The people's champ in that sense.
Yeah.
Choice, the people's choice.
Just people's choice. People's
Okay.
choice.
So what
Yeah.
happened then?
Yeah, so when he told me that, I was like, okay, I'll do
You
it.
passed the message. Your
yeah,
telegram.
yeah, basically Telegram.
Then
Telegram.
what happened after that?
And then that moment happened.
Yeah, it was a
Yeah.
nice moment when Shivan threatened me in my face and said, like, you better call me Singapore's favorite son.
So the communication, yeah, I 100% agree. I think there were moments where I myself also, when we have on my side with Sofian. Sofian is the OG referee.
Yep.
So there are elements there where that communication between ring announcer and referee is very important. Especially when you have things like title matches, championship matches.
Yep.
There are moments where the referee has to go up in front of the audience, put the title up and all that. And you need to coincide that with the ring announcers' announcements to match. And I think having that communication from referee to anybody outside, super important. It's one of those things that we feel like, and it's not all the time that you always have that chemistry, right? You got to build that up, or maybe sometimes you have a click. So I think for that moment, very nice. So after that, did Shivan make it safely out of Singapore?
Yeah.
Fortunately, he did.
For-
Yeah.
for- Fortunately.
Some of the fans really hate him. He elicits real loud boos from the audience.
And maybe one day we get Shivam on the show.
Yeah, maybe.
Oh,
Yeah.
he's fantastic.
He's
fantastic.
Singapore's favorite son, right?
Shivam is a fantastic storyteller. In pro wrestling, besides doing the moves, right?
Right.
You must be this charismatic person who the audiences will look up to, and Shivam has the full
Full package.
skill set.
Nice.
I love that about him. You've got to get him on your show. one
Okay,
day.
one day, round one, Shivam. Also, I want to transition from your career in reffing. You're still a ref, but you've also embraced that side where, like, you also want to be a wrestler. You want to be a part of this, right? You want to have the competitive side of you as an athlete. So how did that transition come about? And what were you thinking because some people, they differentiate themselves as Ryan the ref and Ryan the wrestler, or Shawnrick the ring announcer, Shawnrick the wrestler, right? But you decided to bring these two worlds together. Where'd that come from?
I think, right? I think Ryan might be too shy to say this,
Why?
but it started with a certain wrestler always getting in Ryan's face. I mean, Ryan has a very difficult job.
There's drama,
ring,
man, I tell
And
you.
there's this particular performer called Bryson Blade who
Oh.
kept getting in Ryan's face, unhappy with his refereeing decisions. I think that was the linchpin that snapped, that pushed referee Ryan into wrestler Ryan. Is that right?
Kind of like a Kamen Rider, dude. You can henshin it.
Yeah. Actually, yeah, if you put it that way, it kind
Come
of
close to the mic. I want to hear you.
Yeah. Oops, sorry.
No. Come closer. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So what happened?
Yeah, it did.
So Bryson
yeah.
got in your face.
He just got in my face.
What did he say? Say like, you suck. You're not a good ref. Never do this again. Is that what he said? I really don't know.
Around
So
those lines,
so
around those
just trying to
lines.
antagonize you,
Yeah.
lah. Just
That final thing that actually he did, they pushed me off. Like
The edge.
The edge was, I think, just him shoving my face.
oh, he got up in your face and started
Yeah,
getting
I'm like,
physical.
You know what? Okay, that's it. Let me just knock you out right there on the
Oh,
spot.
let
and-
me just. By the way, let me just knock you
You know
out.
what?
No, no.
Screw you. I shove him away. He was like, What you gonna do? Hit me? Okay, I'm gonna hit you.
And that's what sparked,
Yeah, that's what sparked it.
wrestler Ryan
Mhm.
now.
Yep.
So you're taking the law, because you are the law in the match, and now you're enforcing that law onto Bryson Blade. And did y'all have a match yet?
We did actually last year.
Okay.
It's a pretty violent match. You should tell them about it.
Oh yeah, so
happened?
that match was a one-on-one match between me and him. It was a normal match, but the stipulation is whoever loses the match gets 5 strokes of the candlestick.
Oh my God.
Yep.
It's
Also
a hard
known as
wooden
Singapore
stick.
cane.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you kind of wrote that on. Wait. Also, I don't want to. Can we catch the match online? Is there any way we can catch the match
You
yet?
can, but
can?
it's not for the faint of heart.
Oh.
I think children below
Okay.
7 age should not be watching this.
Okay, but I will also ask you this: now that you've had you've had a feud with Bryson Blade, there's a big stipulation in the match, so obviously it's a special kind of match, right? You got to know the rules of the match, and as a
Yep.
referee, you also got to know the rules of an ordinary match itself. So let me give you an example. Kobe Bryant learned, studied the whole book of reffing, the rules and all that, to learn the little nuances of maybe doing a little sneaky, a little bit cheating and all that, right? Have you ever used any of these tactics in Eddie Guerrero's fashion? I lie, I cheat, I steal. Have you ever done that for you?
So far, no.
No, so far.
So
eh?
far.
No,
I
but
like to
if
keep
you
it that
would,
way.
if you had the opportunity and if you wanted to, you could lah.
I could, but probably not.
Probably
Probably
not,
not.
huh?
Unless the
Good boy,
situation
ah.
calls.
Good
for it.
karma.
Yeah.
It's Christmas time, huh? Didn't get good.
Christmas was like what?
No lah, I say like you prepare lah for
Yeah,
the
prepare,
year.
prepare,
Yeah,
yeah.
good karma, get good
Yeah.
ang pao.
Yes. Yes.
Not bad, not bad. Okay, but now I want to know. I want to come back to Bryson Blade versus you. How that match go?
Unfortunately, I lost that match. Unfortunately.
Wait, then you cannot.
Yep.
If you want to see the welts on his back, they are in vivid photos on Facebook and Instagram.
Oh my god.
And I still have the scars from
He
August.
still has the scars.
Okay, so that brings me to my next question, right? Two things, okay? First of all, how do you like live with those scars where you come back from work or from show and then you go home and then if you shower or what, then your parents say, "Hey, so why you're back like that? What happened to you?" How do you explain that? Like, for example, if my parents saw me getting hurt and all that, I'll just say, "Oh, I big boy, I fall down," right? but what about you? Like yours is like full on lines that just right.
Yeah, so after the show, I didn't take a shower like for like a day straight. Just one day.
Just one day.
Yeah.
So that means you never shower in the morning, ah? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, that's a
Nah,
separate
just
topic.
kidding.
That's a separate topic altogether.
No, but so you just decided to just chill and not let any water hit it first.
Yeah,
Because
just
you think it would hurt? I'm
Yeah.
assuming it would
Yeah,
hurt.
I mean,
I-
between sanitizing the wound and being clean, you rather not experience the pain.
I think okay. So the medic.
Adrenaline still rushing through, is it?
Yeah,
Adrenaline in your
my
soul.
something Cody Rhodes.
but like you chose to
Yeah.
just chill one day and then
then the
did anybody at home see?
only my father did.
Then what did your father
Yeah.
say?
He was like, "Hey, what happened to your back?" I was like, "Oh,
I
wrestling,
fell.
oh. Wrestling." Oh. He's like,
I like how you're saying
Just
this is
wrestling,
just
lor.
two words, wrestling law.
then he just like, "Oh, okay."
Your father really did
He's
that?
just like, "Oh, careful, okay."
Nice.
Yeah.
But you did take care of it in the end, right?
Yes, I did.
Right, don't
yeah.
infection very bad. No, don't do that.
Now just permanent scars.
Okay, lah.
Yeah.
That brings me to my second question.
Mhm.
Can we see the scars?
I think you can. You
Can?
yeah,
Would you mind? Can we
Yeah.
catch it on this camera?
Which camera? This camera?
This camera? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Just move back.
Look,
Yeah.
Turn back.
Turn it. Stand out. Oh wait, I don't know. You can
So
see.
the
For
scar
the first time
is-
ever, a real life reveal. There's only episode 2 and round 1.
I'm pretty sure it's still there, but if it's not, then
I'm sure we
I
can-
We'll find out.
Yeah, we'll find out.
Yeah.
We
So
gotta
it'll
find
be,
out.
In
at the
3,
top right here.
2. Take your time. Take your time. Take
Yeah,
your time.
yeah,
With
so-
consent, by the
Yeah,
way.
with consent. I think it's still there.
It's freaking
Yo!
there.
Oh my gosh, we
Yeah.
see it. Wait, let me hold on.
What's your Instagram handle that people can still see?
Yeah, can we put the Instagram handle right here?
Alright.
What's
don't,
your
don't post. Don't post.
What's your Instagram handle?
Ryan the ref _ SPW.
Ryan the ref _ SPW with the scars right there.
These
you know,
were fresh blood marks on the day
yeah,
itself,
you know why? Wrestling law.
Yeah, wrestling. Wrestling.
my
oh,
God.
Wrestling.
Okay, I tell you what, on that note, it was a really fun. I'm pretty sure we can keep the conversation going all day, all night, right? But
Sure,
I really,
yeah.
I feel like I got to learn a bit more about you, your transition, and there's an opportunity down the line. Let's do this again.
Yeah.
How about that? All right.
Yeah.
This is the episode with Ryan, the ref / wrestler, and my boy Andre Frois, the OG. We'll see you in the next episode of Round 1.